Hello, my name is Willie Easter Jr. and this is Easterj Dream Films and Books coming at you. Well, I just completed my latest literary endeavor, and I just received it in the mail, and it's a positive accomplishment from my viewpoint. Something that I've been working for over the last 3 years to get my poetry published in different publications. And in 2010, I was able to get a book published entitled Eternal Heartland, Interstate 40, which featured one of my poems. And if you get this book, you find it on page 30, and the poem is What Am I? And at the time I wrote this poem, I kept thinking, will I ever be able to get this poem published? And it got published in 2010 of Eber Wein Publishing Company. And in 2004, I got another book published entitled Don't Know You True Dragon People. Now this book is a self-published book. At the time I used First Books Library, which published this book, Don't No Age to the Dragon People. And it was another accomplishment in 2004. I've also been placed in some directories, and one was this book, Outstanding People of the 20th Century, 2001, second edition. And like I said before, it's a good accomplishment, but you don't get the big hit about it. You enjoy it for what it is. It's for me, it's to inspire me to improve, to make myself better, to finally get that success that I've been striving for all this time. Also, I got a copyright award in 1997. That's this one. Don't Know Age to the Dragon People, which later on I got the book published. The book, and it's a copyright award I received in 1997. I'm proud of it, but I don't let it go to my head. I'm still proud of it. In 2010, another directory, Marquis Who's Who Publications, invited me to send my profile to see would it be acceptable in their publication. And in 2010, I got my biographical profile published in Marquis Who's in America. I'm also in Who's in the World, Marquis. 2010, 11, 12, and 13. I've also been included in the 2014 version, which will be due publication in November. And the 2003, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 version of Who's in America also. And that brings me to my latest literary endeavor. A new book just recently published. Wait, open this up, take a good look at it. It's entitled The Best Poets of 2013. I don't know how well you can see it, but I'll show you again later. And it's another positive endeavor that I wanted to be a part of. And Eber Wein Publications sent me an invitation to submit one of my poems for this publication. You also find me in the 2010 version, which I haven't got a copy of yet, but I will soon. But I was able to get a copy of the 2013 version of The Best Poets of 2013. And in this publication, you'll find my poem on page 180, and the poem's entitled The Poem, The True Mastery of Poetry. And it's another one of the poems that, well, actually this poem was actually written in 2012, and it got published this year. I think I'll read it to you. There's many things I've learned in my striving to get success. A lot of situations may come up in life, and you have to handle those challenges. And my outlook on it is to keep a positive attitude and keep going forward. That's why I'm constantly trying to keep myself in shape, as you can pretty much tell. My abs are good there. And I'll be turning 50 on October 27th this year. So that's one reason I strive to keep myself in shape, to keep myself healthy. That all ties into success if you really want it. I mean, you can't be somebody who just give up and just. At least for me, I can't put anybody down. I speak to somebody else, but for me, I don't see myself as giving up and sitting around and being down about everything. Like I said, you're gonna face life challenges, but you have to face it head on. You can't hide from it. You can't run from it. And from time to time, you may make a mistake, but sometimes making that mistake, a good thing comes out of it. But I had a little situation that took place back in July. I'll tell you about that in another video. But right now, we're gonna keep everything positive. We're gonna move forward, and I'm gonna read some of my poetry from my new book. Eber and Wein Publishing, if I'm pronouncing that right. Because they're gonna spell it W-E-I-N. You don't know that Eber and Wine or Eber Wein Publishing Company. The best poetry of 2013. I'm gonna read a piece of well, I'll read the whole poem to you because the book's already published now. So here we are, and I'm gonna turn to page 180. All right, I'm reading from my new publication, which features a poem, the best poetry for 2013. The title of the poem is "The Poem, the True Mastery of Poetry," and it reads: "The poem is the reflection of the writer's heart, mind, spirit, and soul. Each verse reflects the writer's life experiences, love lost, love regained, triumphs, and failures. Poetry has taken us to the heights of goodness and to the depths of evil, across time, space, and back again, giving our souls renewed provisions for new beginnings. A true master of poetry doesn't ambush the listener with words that sound good to the ears, enslaving the listener with a temporary high, just like a dope fiend, uttering verbs and nouns so they can blaspheme the sacred, promoting rivalry among the unseemly and dishonoring the honored, ranting and granting false victories that vanished from sight like a puff of smoke. No, a true master of poetry expresses the poem truthfully. The writer shares pain, grief, hope. The poet's words are crafted skillfully together with inspiration and motivation, knowing that the creator is watching us from within, artistically catapulting the writer's spirit away from the confusion and falsehood of humanity, and almost consciously touches the creator's face. Lightning flashes out and within as the poet praises the master and creator of all things and his forgiveness of sin. As the reader continues to descend down the pages of the poet's dance of words and inspiration, the reader again returns to his skin and walks as a human being, regenerated with the light of faith, blessed with the heart of the believer, knowing that he can now begin again, forged with the knowledge that the wickedness of ignorance, the dark days of the envious, the liars, and misunderstanding will not prevail against his inner or outer person. A true master of poetry knows that the poem never ends. It's extended to all who love God and life, and continues to the next masters of the poem. And that's my poem in my new book, which has just recently been published. And I've also been invited to submit a new poem in a new book that can be published either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, entitled "Who's Who in American Poetry." And I've already submitted my poem, and If it's accepted, it hasn't been accepted yet because I haven't received any proofs. But if it is accepted, I'll get a copy of the book and we'll have this reading again. But I wanted to share it with you. And like I keep saying, you have to keep striving for success. You can't let anyone turn you around or hold you back. And when life challenges come at you, you have to hit it straight in the face. You can't flee from it. You can't run. And you ain't never catch me fleeing and eluding from anyone. That's just the reality of it. It makes us who we are. You're either going to be a man or a coward. So that's why I want to share with you my latest endeavor in the literary world. I'm still working on my new animated film entitled Released, which I've been holding back on publishing because at first, originally, I wanted it to be 45 minutes long, but it may end up being an hour long. But I find when I'm animating, new ideas come along. You write the script, and you can do a better animation as it progresses. And anyone who does animation will tell you that when you're doing a project like this, the animation gets better and better, and you challenge yourself to do things that you haven't done in other animations. But that's the reason I haven't published yet. I'm still thinking about when I'm going to let it release. Originally, it was going to be released in 2012, around December. But I said no, I'm gonna hold off on it and see how much more can I add to the story before I actually have it published. And that's it for now. Again, my name is Willie Easter Jr. And this is Easter Daily Dream Films and Books coming at you. Peace.